Hello, welcome to the SpoonForkHeart kitchen. สวัสดีค่ะ My name is Siri. Today I'm going to show you how to make the cabbage with the meatball soup or ต้มจืดกะหล่ำปี Okay, and now the weather change and become a little bit cold, so a nice warm soup, it will be very good recipe. Okay, so and this recipe is very simple too. I have this all veggies, so I'm gonna start to cut the veggie first. I start with the onion. I'm gonna use the one fourth onion, like just about a quarter of the onion. And I will chop them small. Okay, now the white onion done. I chop them small. Now I put in the mixing bowl. And next, I gonna shred the carrot. I want a very small carrot. You can cut them to be a small pieces, but today I gonna use the. So today I'm going to use the cheddar to shred the carrot. I want a very small pieces. And this is this size the carrot I use. I probably gonna using about this much. Okay, I using about the 1/4 of the carrot. Now it's done. Okay. Alright, I'm going to put with the onion in the mixing bowl with the onion. This is the carrot. Okay. Next, I'm gonna cut the shitake mushroom. Okay, I'm gonna cut them to be the small pieces. Before you use shiitake mushroom, you have to soak them into the water for at least 30 minutes. Okay, and then I'm gonna remove the stem because they are pretty hard to chew on it. It's pretty hard to eat. Okay, and then make sure you squeeze the extra water out from the shiitake mushroom. I'm gonna start to cut them strip like this and remove the stem. I'm not gonna use the stem, they're very hard. Okay. I'm gonna chop the shiitake mushroom small, and for the shiitake mushroom I use 6 of them, and my shiitake mushroom a little bit small size. I use 6, but if it be too much for you, just cut it down. Okay, and now my shiitake mushroom is done. I'm gonna put in the mixing bowl also. And next, I'm going to cut the cabbage. I use the medium size cabbage and I use half. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna use I'm just gonna cut them to the big chunk. Okay, let me show you. Remove the stem. And then just cut them the big chunk like this. Like this. Okay, now our cabbage is done. I'm going to put on the plate here on the side so I can use it for later. Look at this, half of them as when you cut them, and more. More. I feeling like more coming out. Oh, come on. Okay, and now all the cabbage done. And next, the green onion or the scallion. Or the green onion. Okay, and the green onion, I'm going to cut them to 1.5 inch stick. I use 5 of them. And for the bottom part, when I cut, I'm gonna cut them half like this. This is the bottom part. Okay, done with the green onion. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the side. Alright, and next I have the cilantro. I'm gonna cut the cilantro also right here. Look at how tiny my cilantro. It's from my backyard. Okay, I'm just gonna chop cilantro small. Okay, and I'm gonna put it on the side also. Okay, now I'm done cutting all the vegetable, and next we're going to mix our meatball. So now let me clean up everything up here. Let me move the cutting board. And now we're going to mix our meatball. All the vegetable that we cut and put inside the mixing bowl. And now we're gonna put the 1 pound the ground pork For the ground pork, if you don't like ground pork, you want to use the ground chicken or ground turkey, it will work for this recipe too. Okay, and I have 1 egg, 1 pound of ground pork and 1 egg. Okay, go in. Okay, and I have the half teaspoon the cornstarch. Okay, I'm sorry, because normal only eyeball, so that's what I say something wrong. I put a half tablespoon the cornstarch inside the mixing bowl, and then now I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon the garlic powder. Okay, for the garlic powder, when I come here to America, I start to love to use the garlic powder a lot. They're very convenient and they smell good. In Thailand, normal we only use the fresh garlic. Okay, and next I'm gonna use the 1 teaspoon the chicken bouillon. Okay, so I have the half tablespoon cornstarch and 1 teaspoon the garlic powder and 1 teaspoon the chicken bouillon. Okay, everything in here. Okay, and next I'm going to add a little bit of white pepper. Sprinkle some white pepper. This is my little bit. If you don't like them, you just put a very little or just skip the white pepper. And next I'm going to add the black pepper chicken. Not black pepper chicken. Next I'm going to add the black pepper. You want to cut that one or Joe?
No, let's let it go.
Okay. 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 Next, black pepper. Same thing for the black pepper. Just a pinch of black pepper. Just much that you like. Okay, and okay, next it's gonna be the oyster sauce. I'm gonna put the 1 tablespoon oyster sauce. 1 tablespoon oyster sauce in. Okay, and next it's gonna be 1.5 tablespoon the seasoning soy sauce. 1.5 tablespoon. Okay, and now I'm going to mix everything well together. Okay, I'm going to mix everything well together. Make sure that all the veggies, all the salt and veggies and everything cover. Okay, and now all the meat and done mixing, and you can see the consistency like this. It's pretty thick. Little thick like this, that's what we need. Okay, and now we're going to go to the cooking station and we start cooking. Okay, and now we have everything prepped. We come to the stove. I turn on the high heat now, and I'm going to add the chicken broth. I have my homemade chicken broth, so I use 4 cups. 4 cups. Okay, and I'm going to use 2 cups of the water, but I'm going to use the shiitake mushroom water that I just soak the shiitake mushroom so they have extra shiitake mushroom flavor. Okay, I think they're not enough for 2 cups. I'm going to add a little water to make it 2 cups. Okay, so I have a 4 cups of the chicken broth and then 2 cups of the water. Okay, before we put the next ingredient, I'm going to talking about the noodle while we're waiting for our broth to come boil. I use a glass noodle today. I want to put a glass noodle inside the soup, and I'm gonna show you the packet that I use. You can use any brand, any kind that you like, but I use 2 of them. I use 2 glass noodle. If you don't like glass noodle, you want to change different noodle, it's okay too, because this soup is perfect to just eat just the soup, or you want to add the noodle into it too. It's up to you. It's just very simple and easy. Okay, and now the broth starts getting boiled. Now I'm going to turn the heat to medium, and I'm going to start to put our meatball. To make it easy, I like to use the ice cream scoop like this. And for the size, you can use big size or small size, it's up to you. But for myself, I prefer the small one. I prefer this size. Okay. Alright, and just put the meatball like this. This is easy. Or if you don't like this way, you want to use your hand or normal spoon, it's all up to you too. Okay, and while you put your meatball, Now my heat still in the medium heat. You don't have to put the boil because it's gonna might be bake your meatball. So just keep the heat is very medium heat. Simple simmer in there. It will let them cook slowly. Okay, this is the last meatball. I try to scoop everything for the last meatball. So I'm gonna have one that's really big. Okay, and now I let the meatball cook for 10 minutes in the medium heat, and then you can see they're all folding up. And now I'm going to start to season them. So I'm gonna put the 1 teaspoon salt. 1 teaspoon salt. And I'm going to put the 1 tablespoon the seasoning soy sauce. 1 tablespoon. Okay. Okay, and next I'm gonna put the 1 tablespoon the thin soy sauce. Thin soy sauce. Okay, I use thin soy sauce for the taste and also for the color of the soup. Okay, and now if you see in the soup, I have a little bit the foam on the top. Use the strainer. It will be an easy way. I'm gonna use the strainer to remove the extra foam because you want your soup to be nice and clear. Okay. Okay, and next I'm going to add my vegetable, the cabbage. Okay, put all the cabbage inside. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna make sure the cabbage is cooking and mix well with the meatball. But when you mix it, be careful because you don't want to bake your meatball. It's just gonna be the slowly cook the cabbage because I don't want to bake the meatball. Alright, just try to put them down to the bottom. Okay, and now my cabbage start cooking. Now I'm going to add the next ingredient. I'm going to put the green onion. I put the green onion in, and now I'm going to make sure the green onion in there, and I'm going to give them the taste. I might need more soy sauce or salt. Don't forget to taste your soup. Really good actually. Really good. Okay, and now it tastes pretty good. I'm going to add the grass noodle. If you don't want to add the noodle, if you just want to eat just a soup like that, you just leave the grass noodle. You don't have to add the grass noodle. You don't have to add the noodle, but for me and Joe, we want to put some noodle in here, eat with some noodle. But if you don't want it to, just the soup, it will be very good too. Or you can put on top the rice, the white rice. Oh, that will be very good too. Okay, now I'm just gonna let the grass noodle cook a minute. For the grass noodle, also I forget to tell you before. For the grass noodle, also you have to soak them too. You have to soak them at least 30 minutes too, or depend the brand that you use. This brand that I use, I have to soak a little bit long. So, but depend what brand that you use. Just follow the instruction. Now I'm gonna get the soup become boil again before I add the cilantro on top. Okay, and now the noodle is cooked. Not have to wait until cook all the way because the soup is hot and the noodle still gonna cook inside the hot soup. Anyway, I turn off the heat and I put the chopped cilantro on top. Okay, now ready to serve. Okay, this is a big pot the soup. I will enjoy it. Okay, and oh, look at this. Look at this meatball. And the cabbage, oh my goodness, but this is gonna be super hot right now, so I have to be really careful when I taste, but it's really smell really good, perfect for the cold day, and simple and easy. You can do this in really quick. Okay, if I want some more noodle, I want some noodle. Look at the noodle. Yeah. Oh. Okay, and this is the option. If you want the crispy garlic on top, like I always like it, as the optional. You can put the crispy garlic, sprinkle some crispy garlic on top, and then I like some more white pepper, so I'm gonna put a little bit of white pepper on top also. Okay, now I'm ready to taste, but it's super hot. I wasn't sure I can able to eat the grass noodle right now or not because they're very hot, so I have to be really careful. It'll be funny, I burn myself. Oh my god. So good. I know I cannot grab a lot of meatball or the vegetable right now because it's super hot. It's gonna take long time for me to broil them, but oh my, I just eat the soup and they're really good. It's sweet, come from the veggies and come from the green onion, and the shitake mushroom make all the umami flavor. Oh, it's really good. Okay, I think now I think now it'll be okay. Yes. You have to try the recipe. Super easy and super good. All the sweet from veggies and all the broth that you put together, and perfect for the cold day. Really easy soup. I hope you like this video. I hope you like the recipe. If you like, please give me a thumb up, subscribe, and you will see me for the next recipe. Thank you.